G'day, I'm Warwick Schiller, and today I want to tell you a little experience I had at a clinic recently, and hopefully it can help you with your horse training, and it's about timing. Now, if you've watched many of my videos before, you know I'm not a big timing freak, as in I don't point the finger at you and say you've got bad timing. Most people's timing is a lack, their poor timing is a lack of understanding what they're looking for. But this one I saw recently, it was a bit of a timing issue, and let me talk about it. But there was this girl was at a clinic and she said, when I try to desensitize my horse, when I try to throw this rope over this horse so it, the very basic start of desensitizing, my horse will not stand still. It will walk around and around and around in circles for hours, won't stop. And I said, really, let's see it. And so she walked over and she walked up to the horse and she started throwing the rope and the horse started walking around. And she did this. And I said, well, there's your problem. And the horse was walking around. And I said, there's your problem. That's why your horse won't stand still. And she said, well, what do you mean? I'm doing the same thing you do. And I said, no, you're not doing the same thing I do. I have some consistent rhythm when I'm doing that. If you think about your horse doesn't learn from pressure, he learns from release of pressure. And every time you stop applying pressure, right that instant, your horse goes, oh, that's the answer. So I said to her, you walk up to your horse and you throw the rope and he starts moving and you pull it off and right there you pause. And then you throw it and he's moving and right there you pause. And you throw it and he's moving and right there you pause. And every time you pause, he goes, I was moving and you just stopped. Okay, good. And then you throw it again. Oh, I'll keep moving and you will stop. Oh, good. And he keeps moving. Does that make sense? And so all I did was walk up to that horse and grab this rope, threw it on and off and on and off and on and off. And it walked around for probably 30 seconds and then finally stopped. And when it stopped, I stopped, gave it a good old rub until it blinked, and then I walked back here and started again. I marched up and I threw the rope and it walked around for about 15 seconds and then it stopped and I quit, rubbed on it till it blinked, walked away again. Walked up, threw the rope, it walked about 2 steps and it stopped. Rubbed on it till it blinked and I walked away and did it again. And I walked up and threw the rope and it did what Bundy does here. It did that. And this horse has not stood still for the same thing for 6 months because she was actually teaching her horse to walk around. Does that make sense? If you are, you want to be rhythmic with all that sort of stuff, because anytime you stop, your horse thinks, anytime there's a pause in that, your horse thinks you've stopped. So then she said, well, I can't get my horse to go. He won't go when I ask. And I said, so he won't stand still when you want him to stand still, and he won't go when you want him to go, but he'll go when you want him to stand still, and he'll stand still when you want him to go. And she said, well, pretty much. And I said, okay, let's see that. And so she asked him to go, swung her rope, and then she stopped and looked at me and said, see, he won't go. And I said, well, that's because you swing the rope until he doesn't go and then you stop. The big thing with her was she wasn't following through. So I said, ask him to go and then step forward, and right there when he moves, then quit. But she didn't increase any pressure. She was just going to kind of stand here and go, see, he doesn't go. So it was the same problem with both things, okay? One of them was she threw the rope, and when the horse moved, then she stopped and threw it and stopped. So she was teaching the horse to move, but then when she wanted to move, she asked the horse to go, swung this, and then stopped before the horse did. So anyway, your horse doesn't learn from pressure, he learns from release of pressure, and those are 2 perfect examples with one horse that, at that clinic, in the space of 5 minutes, we kind of fixed some things she'd been struggling with for the last, 6 months. So anyway, hope that gives you something to think about. We'll see you guys next time.